Welcome everyone who comes to our Saturday evening, our webinar. So we are here every Saturday from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Tonight, our topic will be entrepreneurship. So I would like to share with you, first thing is about the difference between jobs, the self-employed, and also to own your own business. All right. So before we start, I will give you some announcement first. In the summertime, I'm going to run a financial IQ summer camp. It will be 8 weeks training section. Every week, come to the office for 2 hours in-house training. So what we will offer a variety of trainings. So number one, we have 8 workshops on financial IQ. Then we also have a vocal voice training, posture, gesture training, and public speaking, communication skills, social skills, leadership skills. And of course, we also will offer you the game time as well. Okay, so this is the 8 workshops that will be in-house training, won't be on the Zoom. All right. So this is our number one thing I would like to, share with all of you, that what is coming on the next. Because for us, we always carry this mission to improve the financial literacy of Canadians. And so welcome everyone to our talk tonight. It will be entrepreneur. So at the end, I will open the mic for everybody to have a discussion, because we are here, most of us coming to join this webinar, the entrepreneur to become. So let me share with you, number one thing, what's the difference between jobs, career, vocation, or vocation? All right. So we all have the dream to say, well, I would like to achieve time and money freedom. Is that right? And we know everyone in this planet Earth, we have 4 different ways to earn income. We can go for the salary job as an employee. We can open up our own practice, like a lawyer, accountant, dentist. And it's more like a career. It's also a self-employed, right? Or we can become a business owner. And when we earn more money, we have a steady cash flow, and we need to learn how to invest money so we can become a professional investors. So from this column, we will begin to have a more passive income. On the left-hand side, we earn active income. On the right-hand side, you will have a more passive income. So the question is that how we can increase the percentage of our passive income and while we are building our business, right? So number one thing, let's look at how people earn a living. Most people understand this way. Find a job. We get out of school, we get a job to have a salary. And then we exchange our time for hours, because our boss will decide, I'm going to give you the offer, how much dollars per hour, right? And a lot of times it's very routine, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to Friday. But many people who work a job long enough, they will feel a sense of trapped within the job. Why? Because they feel bored. It's such a routine. There's not much variety. And also they say, well, I'm working. Feels like I'm just making money to pay bills. A lot of people are unsatisfied with their current job. Then we will look at another group of people. They have their own career. They master a trade, or they have their own profession. For example, dentist, accountant have their own practice, or the lawyer have his or her own law firm, right? And they can master their craft. They have the skill set. They are specialists and expert in their domain, so they can earn much more money. They have a more autonomy than to working on a job, right? Because they are their own boss. Another way I would like to really help everybody to open up your mind and to see what are the different ways that I can achieve time and money freedom. and I still enjoy my work. I still working hard, but my way of living is also become like including my career and my work. So there's a two word. Often I spell this word, I feel confused. Vocation with an O or vocation with an A. What's the difference? What is a vocation? Vocation is a strong feeling of a suitability for a particular career or occupation. For example, I really love to become an accountant, and I feel I'm born to be an accountant, and I really enjoy my work, right? So this is a vocation, like a doctor, a lawyer, most of them, they love what they do, okay? Or we can say another, like a musicians. So they take their music as their vocation. Second, a person's employment or main occupation, especially regarded as particularly worthy and requiring great dedication. Not a career, not a single career is an easy career, right? It has its own challenge. So we say, well, we do need to devote our time, energy to dedicate ourselves to pursue the advancement of that career, right? And also, this feeling is very good. When you really love what you do, you have fun, you're enjoying the process. Just like everyday work become a child play. It's not a work, but it become a way of living. That is really the places you find yourself have a passion for something, or you have a mission for something. And this is the best sense of go to work. You don't feel like you go to work, but it's just like you enjoying every moment. Right. A lot of my colleagues, we are in this industry, we working in our company, we all find that kind of feeling. A lot of times we go to the training, or we are the trainers training people. We say, well, we love what we do. Okay. So that is a good sign that you find your passion. Then another word, vacation. Vacation is that I can have the freedom to take vacation whenever I want. I don't need to ask my boss for permission to give me 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right? You have the control of your time. Of course, you have a sufficient funding for your long vacation too, right? And we do wish everyone will be able to enjoy your way of living on the right-hand side. Your work become your vocation. You dedicate to what you do. You are the business owner. You own whatever you build. Also, when your cash flow is so strong, so steady, and you become the professional investor, and you can take your job as just like a vocation, right? So I would say life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. And COVID bring a lot of change to this world. Just look back last 3 years, right? Change itself is very painful, but it's necessary. And I see the world is changing in an accelerated speed. In our industry, we are in a financial industry. We say, well, we have a fear of money. Now you heard a lot about Bitcoin, digital pay, EMB, or cryptocurrency, right? You see more and more like a different, innovations in our industry. In terms of technology, now we have a more blockchain applications in different industry in our human daily living. And a lot of, technology companies, they build 5G infrastructure. And now we already experience Web 1.0, 2.0, and now we are going into the Web 3.0. And this is a hot topic, AI, artificial intelligence, right? Machine deep learning. And the big question to us is how to compete with machine. November last year, we all heard about ChatGPT, right? So itself has such a power of learning, a faster learning, machine learning. And then the big question to me, to all the people is that, will AI replace our work or not? So we are not competing with another human being right now. Now we pretty much in the future, our career, we need to compete with AI, including programmers, accountant, or many different jobs. Value. New definition of humanity, September 2019, the poll have a speech, so you can all go search for that, right? And then what's the true value of humanity? A lot of times I really think, wow, it's very difficult to compete with the machine, with the artificial intelligence, right? And then, but one thing the machine don't have is that we have love. As a human, we have a creativity. We have a goodness and kindness in our heart. And also we can develop compassion toward another person, right? So I truly believe love conquers all, and it can overcome evil by good. So when we talk about the philosophy and what is going on in the world, my question to all of you is that, do you believe it? Do you accept the change? And what's your response? So we work with people every day, and I see two major different responses to the fast change in the world. On the left-hand side, they reject the change. They want to go back to the status quo, or they want to go to what they are known of. And there's another group of people, and I work with this type of group a lot every day. We embrace the change. So let's look at the psychology response deep inside a human being. If the person rejects the change, what will be the psychology behind that? They might feel upset, frustrated, and depressed, and complain about the problems, expecting things will go back to the normal. The normal they know is the past. And stay in the crisis, and they say, well, they might feel like, oh, doom and gloom. Just look at the newspaper or just hear about the news. A lot of times it's quite negative, right? And we want to status quo, and the risk is that we can be left behind. So change is painful, but if we resist the change, we may stay in the suffering and stay in this state of misery. And then on the other hand, I do encourage all of you to step out with your faith and step out with your courage and to embrace the change, because your inner being will have the different response. You feel exciting every day. You charge with energy. You know the problem. The same problem happened to everybody, but you seek for the solution and wisdom. And you yourself accept the new normal. And then deep inside, you might experience the paradigm shift. You have this type of a transformation inside of you. Then just like the butterfly, how the butterfly become a butterfly is they have this metamorphosis, means what? From a cocoon, ugly, like a worm, and become a butterfly, very beautiful. And of course, itself, the same process is still painful. However, the result is different. You will really find the liberty and you find a new life. So I say the change is a fast speed train. The question to all of you is that, would you like to get on board or being left behind? The choice is in your hands. You can run with it at a high speed, or we can being left behind. The risk is that if we just status quo, and the result is obvious, we can be left behind because the train is fast moving train, right? And life is all about choices. I do encourage all of you to make the good choices every moment. So next, what are you seeking? I'm a trainer. I mentor people, teach people every day. So I would like you to really distinguish between wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom is a treasure. You need to seek for it. You need to find it, right? Knowledge is easily available, especially we have the internet. You just search on the internet. You can find it, right? So wisdom, I will say when you seek for the wisdom, less is better. So it will give you liberation in the simplicity, right? You only focus on the essentials. You can eliminate all those, not important things. And we see the beauty in the simplicity. And also, we just focus on the fundamental things. So when you want to seek for the wisdom, you need to do in the equation, you have a subtraction. You need to eliminate unnecessary things. And then you can find the liberty. On the other hand, a lot of students, I want to know more. I want to get more information. Itself is good. You have this like a good attitude of studying. However, remember one thing, knowledge or information, they are the tools. And you need to turn it into power. It's a process to use your knowledge to implement them in the real life. Then it can become a power, right? A lot of people say, I need more information. But also ask yourself, what are you going to do with this more information? Because there's a certain people, they always study, but never learn. And don't just put too much information, knowledge into your head, because it will cause confusion, distraction, or blockage. A lot of times, because we know too much and we paralyzed, we don't even know where to move, right? So we do not need to focus on the unnecessary details. We really need to just focus on the fundamental things, the basic logic. So a lot of people want more, they are doing the addition, right? But it can cause heavy burden. So my advice to you, why we have a talk like this evening is a very special topic. And to me is that we're always working hard, studying hard, but one day you really need to ask yourself, what's the purpose for that? What are you truly looking for? Are you looking for more information, more knowledge, and don't know what to do about it? Or are you really looking for the wisdom? You can use your wisdom to make good choices for you. So I would say wisdom and knowledge on information. And here are the key questions to ask you. A lot of times, it's not just about answering the question. If we can ask good questions, itself is a learning, right? Number one question, do we need more information? A lot of times you see the news, a lot of things, are they the propaganda? It causes more confusing, or they're just informing you with something you just don't need to know, right? Number two, can we discern the reality and illustration? Especially right now, we need to really see what is the real reality or virtual reality, right? Are we really living in the reality, see the life as it is, or we create illusion in our heart? Can we tell what is true and what is fake? This is really need to be truthfully answer these questions with your heart, not just your head. Why? Because your heart would sort it out, the truth. Then with all the overwhelming information, can we make good choices for ourselves? That is another question. Only the wisdom can help us to sort out all the choices and make a good decision for ourselves. But more information can paralyze us. Are we heading the right direction or the wrong one? So we say we can work hard, we can spend a lot of time study, but really one day or one moment, you need to take your head above all the overwhelming information and ask yourself, am I doing the right thing at the right time? Am I making the right choice? Am I heading the right direction, right? Then the next one, what the future holds. Nobody knows, but it's a, adventure in life. And I would just wish all of you to keep your heart of curiosity seeking and seek the wisdom. So entrepreneur spirit, we are working with a huge group of entrepreneurs every day. And what are the 4 cornerstones? You need to have your vision. Just look at what will next 10, 20, 50, or 100 years looks like. Every entrepreneur, they have a vision, right? If you don't know how to find your vision, come to the meetings with the like-minded entrepreneurs, and they will share their vision with you, okay? What's the mission? What actions we should take to fulfill our vision? So like us in our company, we all share the same mission. We want to help all the families in North America arise and no family left behind. And value and principles. So this is what we believe. And also it need to, in conclusions, with the company's philosophy and their value, right? And also we do need to have a social responsibility. We could not forget the poor and the needy, those people who need help, okay? And then what are the major concerns when we want to start a business? Later on, I'm going to share with you the possible business opportunities. So number one thing, you need to choose your industry. Within this industry, there's a different sectors. And also you need to adopt a good business model. So we need to have a lot of considerations when we start a business. Initial investment, how much money we want to put in there? Do we have partners or shareholders? Shall we draw our agreement? Can I do this business part-time or I have to devote myself full-time? And what's demand in the market? No matter what you choose, what product you sell or what service you provide to the market, you need to see a huge demand in the market, right? Then the knowledge and competence. I have the knowledge. That's a good thing. I can memorize things. But most important is that you need to develop your competence. You can do the work. You can achieve results. That's most important, right? Then the risk management. Every decision you make or every move you make, every business you start, there's always risk. So how to transfer the risk to someone else and let them pay for the loss? Then the rate of return. So often we need to think about how fast we can get my investment back and what's the return period, right? And now when we create a wealth and have a better future, and this is really a lot of like a traditional industry or how to start a business. And also it applies to every business you start. You need to have a vision, visualize the future, you have an imagination and you have a dream. And keep your dream alive because to start a business itself is a process, is a quite challenge. If you forget your dream, you just like lose the patience or you lose the passions. You need to rekindle your dream, okay? Number 2, set clear goals because business number talks. You need to have a clear goal. Risk management, we are in the industry, financial industry, we do risk management for every family, for every, business owners, right? We teach people how to transfer their risk to insurance companies. If there's any loss of your assets or loss of like health or life, there will be always the compensation to you. Then you do need to have a game plan and strategy. And for this, it's very difficult to create your own will. So if you have a mentor to show you how to achieve your goal, because they already walked the walk before, right? So they can just share with you how's their journey. And you can avoid a lot of pitfall because you have a very clear game plan. Marketing and sales is like the life line of every business, okay? Doesn't matter what product you sell, if you don't have the system for marketing and sales, and that will not be go far. Then operation plan, financial plan, action plan. We are the one taking actions. We need to plan out our daily activities, put it down in our agenda, and then also measuring the results. So in the traditional corporation world, we heard this like a KPI, key performance indicators. So in our business, we measure the result every day, okay? And also we need to learn how to improve our system, duplicate the system, and multiplication the system. So later on, I'm going to show you our business, how it works. So it's a time for action. Move yourself toward your dream business. Are you ready? While we have this talk about what is happening in the world right now, because psychologically or deep inside our heart, we do need to prepare to be able to have the courage, eliminate the fear, to embrace the future, right? So look at this person starting a business. He is pretty much like standing in front of a maze. Really, you don't know what will be the next route to take, right? However, even though you don't see the future clearly enough, action breeds confidence and courage. So we do encourage everyone to take actions, even just take out the first steps. In Chinese proverb, we always say 1,000 miles start with the first steps. And a lot of times I interview a lot of people. I just know one thing. They could not make the first step. They could not make the first move. What stopped them? Fear, right? So we say action converts your dream into reality. Okay, this is our daily training in our office. We are training a group of people to say, well, keep your dream alive and seed it in your mind, and then take action every day, working hard and turn it into reality. Here, We say God provides the wind, but man must raise the sails. And then the wind will take you to your destination. This is a quote from St. Augustine. All right. So I will also share another side of starting a business with all of you. Okay. It's not always pretty. Okay. I'm a person brutally honest, 100% honest to myself, 100% honest to people. So this is the true picture of starting a business. Are you ready? Okay. So a lot of times, every Thursday in our business, or every week, we will recognize people for their success, right? However, you do need to see what is below the water. You see, they achieve this, they get recognition, they receive the trophy. It's beautiful. We clap for them. We really happy for their success, right? We're also happy for our own success because our small steps success will be recognized as well. But this is an iceberg. You only see the tip of the iceberg. What is below the water? See what is happening here. You need to be persistent. You may experience a lot of failure, and you learn from the failures. Is the best way of learning, to my opinion. You sacrifice. Sometimes you need to do some trade-off, right? You need to sacrifice a weekend because there's important task you need to finish. And then you may experience disappointment because you cannot control the market. You cannot control people's response. Sometimes they disappointed you. Then also, you need to have a good discipline, right? You are your own boss. Nobody will whip you to go to work. And you need to wake up at a certain time. You work so many hours, and sometimes you work longer hours, right? Hard work always pay off. And then dedication. You have your goal. You need to do that. You dedicate to your goal to achieve it. Do not get all the distractions, all right? And so we say this is the true picture of becoming an entrepreneur. So my question to all of you, are you ready for the success? The second question to you is that, are you willing to pay the prices? Before your head can stick out above the waters to keep it afloat, are you capable to experience what is behind the waters? Those are the hours people don't see. But are you accountable for your creators? Are you accountable to yourself? So this is only the places you need to put your effort in and truly believe your success is on the way. Okay, great. So this is what my, some discussions tonight. I would like to just let this section become a way for everybody to think about you yourself, your future, and really stop and see, do you make good decisions in the previous 10 years? And are you going to make the good decisions from now on? Because the next 10 months, the next 10 years, it all depends on the decision you are going to make. All right. So that's all for the talk in the English section.